Hi all, Kinsey Schofield here with the To Die For Daily podcast. I finally got my Princess Kate Queen of Hearts t-shirt in the mail and it is absolutely precious. This cute Kate heart art is available in both t-shirt and sweatshirt form, in multiple different colors and inclusive sizes. And thanks to its viral success, I've also launched the Princess Christmas t-shirt and sweatshirt featuring our Princess of Wales heart art with a Santa hat. The sweatshirt says, "Have a Princess Christmas." Order yours today at todiefordaily.com.
Love the British monarchy? You've come to the right place. Welcome to the To Die For Daily podcast with Kinsey Schofield. Take it away, Kinsey.
All right. Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm here with Fraser Ross. Fraser, you are the founder of Kitson, an iconic store. It is a must stop. If you live in LA, if you are visiting LA, it's the perfect, I describe it as a guilty pleasure because I go in for gifts and I always end up buying half of the haul is for myself. It's just so precious. Can you explain to me, how would you define your store and how it came to fruition?
Well, I came to LA from Canada in 2000. I had a store in Toronto where Meghan, was filming Suits for, I think, 15 years or 10 years or something. I can't really actually remember. Everything blends together. And I moved to LA and I opened up on Robertson in 2000. So the store evolved during the time. This is before Instagram and the web business and everything. So everyone had to come and purchase, and then we were in this area where a lot of celebrities live. And then the celebrity culture came to LA and came to my store because, my store was kind of where everyone could shop. We sell, I say, soup to nuts, cradle to grave. So there's every price point and it's for every age. So you could stand and buy the headband where Paris Hilton bought it, or the t-shirt Kim Kardashian bought. So you became part of the landscape of LA, and we still are. And, they still come through. But I mean, it's a different world. There was, one time you'd have 50 paparazzi outside the store in the days when they were trying to get exclusive pictures of whoever,
Yes.
So, it was, 1 week we had, on a Monday, Jessica Simpson, Tuesday, Lindsay Lohan, Wednesday, Nicole Richie, Friday, Paris Hilton. It was one of those, places to be seen, and it was good for their fans. So their fans could come here. So that's how it just evolved.
I love it. It's so fun. And what I have said over the last few weeks, media-wise, is you've really evolved into this voice of common sense and a voice for small business. Did you ever see that on your radar, or was this just instinctual? You were mad and you thought, I'm going to start. I want to give other people a voice too through the success I've had.
Well, it started in 2020 during the COVID lockdown when our ex-mayor, Eric Garcetti, said, we're going to turn off your power if you open up. And I kind of feel like I sell everything. I sell shampoo, toothpaste, candles, a lot of necessities. And I wasn't allowed to open, but Walmart and Target, the big boxes, were taking our business. So then and Costco and the grocery stores were selling puzzles all of a sudden and toys. So I felt like it wasn't fair. And it was in California, really. It wasn't in Florida or anything. So, and the celebrity culture, they're paid to go everywhere now. They'll come if they're paid, and everything is, from their publicist or whatever. So, not that I took a political stance. I just took a stance for free small business. And it was ridiculous that we were locked down for that long. And I think I was the person that got it open because, I took all the pictures of all these big stores selling everything, coming out with flat screen TVs and toys. And, I sent it to Garcetti. I said, explain this to me. I'm sure your wife's been at Target buying non-essentials. And I think that was, and we opened even before they allowed us not to, because, well, I don't know what's you can be open to sell or not sell. And I got fun. I got some toilet paper with Nancy Pelosi's face on it. And that, we said, well, we sell toilet paper now, you guys.
Now, the reason you've gone viral over the last few weeks is your latest holiday display. Did you say you call it a fable?
It's a Kitson fable. We come up with it. So, we're protected legally. It's not like we're outing anyone. And, we go on our Instagram maybe a month before and we ask people who should be on this year and why. And, a lot of people commented Markle and Harry should be on, and Oprah and The Rock. I mean, they were up there. I have a few people on there that I feel like they didn't know about, the way Jen Atkins, the owner of Way, making comments about looting and mocking it. My looting cream comes out in October, and she moves to Seattle. So there's a few people on there, the nuisance on there, but the Markle and Harry one certainly got the most attention, because I showed, I didn't say anything really negative about them. I just said, about their personality or their image or anything. I said, they're telling people it's a green world, you should be flying economy really, or business class like them, but they're flying private. And
Right.
this is both the things on the window was one going private to the Katy Perry concert and one taking a private plane to the Caribbean.
Yeah, so I don't think that media realizes that this is not necessarily just you coming up with this list. You had local people suggest Harry and Meghan. This is people that Harry and Meghan could call their neighbors soon, if you believe the TMZ reports that Harry and Meghan are moving to Los Angeles. These are their neighbors that are saying we should point out their hypocrisy.
Absolutely. And it's not just local people. So from around the world, we have a strong following. Our conversion rate's one of the highest. I mean, sometimes, we can get 1,000 comments on something where Kris Jenner with 55 million people gets 300 comments. I mean, right. They're all real followers. There's no bots. I mean, we don't allow that. We could have more followers, but the Instagram takes away some for some reason. But they're real people, voicing their opinion. And if they're following us, it doesn't look like they're following any political person. We're just there to, say and what we think it is, and you can comment below if you think otherwise, good or bad. We don't care.
Yeah, no, you actually engage with the bad, and it, unlike other companies, have a civil conversation with them versus just blocking them or deleting the comment. So it's nice to see that. Yeah. I wanted to ask you, because you just mentioned you also have Oprah on your window. Yeah. As a Los Angeles-based person, do you think that people's opinions have changed of Oprah since her interview with Meghan and Harry? Does she hold less credibility? Were people angry that she gave them that platform and didn't challenge any of the things that they said?
Well, yeah, I mean, Oprah was doing it for ratings, and she lives in Montecito, and Meghan lives in Montecito. But I remember that going up, and we put it on our Instagram, and someone commented, and I thought it really stuck to me. They said, "Why didn't you interview the lady that lost her hair salon because Nancy Pelosi went in there without a mask on?" That's who Oprah really should have. She's just looking for ratings to be relevant, really. I mean, her show is gone. It probably would have been canceled. Her magazine's down to a few a day. It's not her fault. At her time, she was very powerful. But I don't think people... There's no love there. And the Hawaii stuff, I think she got so much negative publicity. And, why didn't she open her home? She had so many acres of land for people to camp out at instead of just going to Walmart and buying 5 pillows for $10.
5 pillows for $10. Now, I should have mentioned this earlier, but you were talking about all the celebrities, the cool people that walk through the doors of your store. I was going to wear something I bought, but it has a bad word on it, and I didn't want to get in trouble. But yeah. Every item I've ever purchased from you is such a piece that people can talk about, like I pull out a wallet and everybody's like, "Where did you get that? That's so funny." Right. Or it's a sweatshirt. Everything is so clever and cute. You have actually had Fergie come through your store and make purchases. Was it Beatrice that made purchases too?
I was in the store when Beatrice came through. These are many years ago, but when they were traveling, didn't have so much security. I think it was with her boyfriend prior to the person she married, was with her at the time. But this, back in the day, they all had to come through the door because the press Kitson got with the celebrity culture was phenomenal. I mean, around the world, every week it was an OK magazine in Britain.
Yeah, that's so interesting. So that's a name that if the royal family was flipping through the TV last week and saw your Kitson display in Los Angeles, California, Fergie's going to look at one of the Queen's corgis and go, "I've been there."
Yeah, and Camilla probably got a good chuckle.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
For
and she
sure.
would like it also, you know.
I
Um,
love that. You
yeah.
you said you'd met Princess Diana before, and you know I'm a huge lover of Diana. Do you mind telling me that story?
I mean, I try to keep those things private, but it was years ago in Aberdeen, and I'm British born, so
Yeah.
I mean, I go to Britain all the time.
I love that. Well, and thank you for being honest and saying you're going to keep that private because we know Harry and Meghan wouldn't. Talk to me about Montecito because you have a lot of high profile clients and some live in Montecito and they've seen the Duchess walking around. What is she like in the real world? Where, what is she shopping for?
Well, I remember, a friend of mine was when I think it's 2 years ago, the picture she hadn't been seen for a while. She came out with a mask and she was at a children's clothing store in the Country Mart there or something. And she walked in, and my friend witnessed her. COVID was locked down, so all the changing rooms were down, and they turned the changing room into a sale area. And Meghan was in that sale area for not that everyone loves a good bargain. I'm not saying
Yeah.
that bad or anything, but she looked around and rummaged through the sale area for a good 10 minutes, came out with nothing though. But it was the holiday time, so I mean, she's frugal, obviously. I mean, it is what it is, but
Yeah.
didn't, she wanted to see what a good price. So I mean, she must not have endless money, I don't think, but maybe she's just frugal.
Meghan Markle frugal, that's the headline. Was there also some disappointment in the community when she didn't show up to an event for firefighters?
Well, every July 4th, they have the firemen's breakfast, and everyone that's more or less high profile shows up to support the firemen in Montecito, from the Montecito, mudslides and everything. And there was a no-show there. And I think she should have showed up there. If you live in that community, you've got to support your local firefighters and police.
Well, and if you're trying to make build a brand on being charitable, why
Yeah.
wouldn't you start at home? I mean, that's always been my argument. Meghan's from LA. Why does she not campaign for the homeless crisis we have? I mean, why doesn't Harry work with veterans here in Los Angeles that are homeless? Is start at home.
Yeah, absolutely. She could contact the local mayor. I'm sure she would take her call, Karen Bass. But it's an epidemic in LA. And I mean, she could have gone to the Mission and given out Thanksgiving dinner. I mean, not do a photo op like Kim Kardashian would for 10 minutes and scoop some potatoes onto a plate, but stay and there's and if she wants to move to LA, I don't know, she wants to be close to her PR company or whatever. But I mean, I don't think her PR company is doing a very good job, and they might be using her for other clients. We'll give you Meghan, but you need to do this story on this celebrity, and we'll give you, that's probably what's happening. It's tit for tat with these PR companies.
Right. It's a different world.
Right.
You mentioned I'm spacing on the looting cream girl, Jen Atkins. Is that her name?
Yeah.
Jen Atkins and Chrissy Teigen, they kind of, they're very much on your radar because of just some ugly stances they took when our country was kind of in turmoil. Chrissy Teigen, you follow her work, and you saw one of Meghan Markle's friends comment on something she said. Tell me about Jessica. You're both from Toronto, and you said to Jessica, I think your friendship with Chrissy is suspect.
Well, I mean, I actually, I think someone sent me the comment. Chrissy Teigen during the 2020 riots with her friend Jen Atkins came on our Instagram. We were looted. One of our stores was looted for $400,000. Luckily, our insurance company covered it. And Chrissy and Jen were mocking it, like, from Way Shampoo, my looting cream comes out in October, and we carried her product and used my shampoo to clean up the graffiti. And Chrissy's liking it and laughing all about it and everything. But the big issue was, Chrissy told a teenager to go kill herself. So, suicide right now and teenage suicide is growing in this country at a rapid rate. So I saw Jessica comment on a Chrissy Teigen's post.
Oh, this is Jessica Mulroney, by the way.
Commenting on a Chrissy Teigen post, and said she was talking about her cookbook, and she said, "Oh, I need to get one of those." So I DM'd her. I mean, I think it's like, that she told a teenager to kill herself, but your good friend Meghan Markle was just on Oprah saying that I had suicidal tendencies. So, I mean, if she's your friend, you should be more concerned with people that are talking about suicide, which is a rapid rate in this country. So, I posted on my Instagram about it because I gave her a chance. I tagged her and I gave her a chance and DM'd her. I think I tagged her on her Instagram, but she didn't respond. She said she didn't see it, but listen, they see everything. So I DM'd her and I said, your friend just went on Oprah saying she had suicidal tendencies, and suicide's not a very it's a bad place right now.
Yeah.
And she got attacked by the followers and in Canada, because I'm from Toronto and I have a place still there, probably 5 blocks from her. I don't know. And she said, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't know." Well, the world knew about Chrissy Teigen. So she stopped following her. And she said, "Well, I'm not going to follow her anymore." But she lied, because she went back to follow her 6 months later and thought no one would look at her. And I screen grabbed it. But I didn't contact her again. It just shows you her personality. So her and Meghan have, obviously parted ways for some reason other than, the argument they had or something, or not speaking out. But they're not friends anymore. And if they are, both Meghan and Jessica should bond together and maybe go to a suicide prevention hotline, because she had tendencies with that. So I think someone that had tendencies with that, that's a big, I think Meghan should be doing right now. But she's silent on that.
You make a very good point that there's so much they overshare a lot. They tell us a lot, but
right.
Really, the way that they should tell us is by going and volunteering with teenagers that might be suicidal. Like the way that they should tell us these things is through action and not just words,
right.
Because it looks like they want attention versus trying to change the world and make it a better place.
Correct. I mean, I think this is a big thing Meghan should be doing. I don't, she could be doing stuff behind closed doors we don't know, but she seemingly wants everyone to know what she is doing and what every event she's going to. So, let's see if she goes to the next one, suicide prevention, hotline. I think that would be a good cause for her if she wants to get some positivity in the public eye, because, unfortunately, it's more negative than positive. And how do you dig out of that? It's hard to dig out of it.
You're absolutely right. They've got to change their narrative and not be considered perpetual victims that are always complaining. They need to start attracting some positivity. I wanted to talk to you about Omid Scobie's book, Endgame. It comes out today. Everybody, I've been talking about it all day on TV.
Right.
As a buyer for one of Hollywood's most fabulous stores, is this a book that you would carry in Kitson? Yes, no, and why or why not?
Well, we never carried Spare. And, we buy from all the publishers. Spare was from Penguin Random House. I don't know what his advance money was. Was it 20 million? I can't remember. How much? A lot. So the book people are a little bit, I don't think they're above board, because we buy everyone. HarperCollins is the new book that's coming out. Now, Penguin Random House is the biggest publisher in the world. They own probably 33% of the marketplace, and that's Spare. Now, they said, we shipped 2 million books. Okay. But that doesn't mean 2 million books were ever sold. The sales are, and it's reported to the New York Times and the bestseller list, how many books are sold. But everyone can send back their books. Barnes and Noble, I'm sure in England it's the same thing. Amazon, if they don't sell, they're on guaranteed sales. There's no risk in the bookstores. So the publishers maybe force them to buy more than they should, but it's guaranteed sales. It's going to be a big hit. There's going to be a lot of scoop in the book. Everyone's going to buy it. But everything leaked out really before the book sales were had. So I remember seeing in all the bookstores, 3 weeks, 4 months later, 2 months later, the book still piled high. So they're going back. So how many was really sold? A couple 100,000, 500,000? I'm sure more than 50% weren't sold. It went back to the publishers. People don't realize that. So the real report should come out. Someone should they'll probably never tell you the truth. Maybe Penguin Random House, I think they're public traded. They might tell. But if someone digs down how many books actually sold and how many were sent back, you'll see. And they pad a price in so they can go on sale. Of a $35 book, it should really retail at $24.95, so they can reduce it right away and markdown money or kickback money to the publishers. And people don't realize these tables in bookstores and Barnes and Noble and the big bookstores, the front table is paid for by big money. The publishers pay to be on that front table. It could be up to $10,000 for 25 books on that table. So Spare's front and center. So they compete in the marketplace. And I question, if Spare was so great, why did this new book not go with Penguin Random House instead of HarperCollins? Because they could outbid everyone.
Yeah,
so
they have the money.
And after Harry's book was done, very interesting, the CEO, I don't know, let go, but departed. So it wasn't like when Penguin Random House had Shades of Grey and became the phenomenon around the world, every employee, and I think it was not far off the sales of Spare, everyone got $5,000 bonus. You can Google it. It's on the internet. So if a book was so popular, I'm sure there would be a Christmas bonus to everyone, but there wasn't.
No, we have not seen that. No, not at all.
People believe in the book, really.
And so you're saying, based on the fact that Harry maybe analytically his book Spare wasn't a success, you feel like Endgame will receive less of that attention or less of those sales because it's basically Spare 2.0.
Right. Well, let's just hope it sells more than Hunter Biden's book.
So bad. Hey, now I know that you used to carry Team Meghan and Harry and Team William and Kate shirts. Is it true that William and Kate's tops outsold Harry and Meghan's when they were in Kitson stores?
Oh, 20-1.
Wow.
20-1. Yeah, 100%. Wow. We started that whole team craze with Team Aniston, Team Jolie that became an international success. And it was, it was really 25-1 for Aniston, but it maybe slipped at the end. It went maybe 25-3 because more came out. I mean, we did Team Paris, Team Nicole, on and on and on. What we did in the team shirts, because everyone loves to take sides. It's like the football jerseys of the celebrity world. Right. But yeah, they all like Kate and they like Meghan. I hope Meghan, realizes that she has to do a lot more than just sit in an $8 million house in Montecito. Right. And she got that $8 million house because she married Harry. She wouldn't be living in $8 million by acting unless you get some big role and you become Oscar nominated
and she was not the star of Suits. Like right. She was not that she was a great player. She was a valuable asset, but they were phasing her out when she met Harry. They were phasing her out of that show.
Well, she wanted to go back to acting. Didn't she go on the lineup with Beyonce and Jay-Z and asked the head of Disney that she's looking for work? I mean,
yeah, that was Harry, but yes, I remember that awkward moment.
Poor Meghan, pushing that. But I mean, it's like, and I think the big backlash she gets is how she's treated her father. And people realize that, he's, in his last legs of his life, probably, in his age, and maybe she's seen them and maybe she's not, but she's vocal about everything else. She said I think if she reconciled with him, she'd get a lot of positive press and everything. And, the father put her through school apparently and everything. So, and
yeah, Fraser, I had somebody message me today and say, why won't the king invite Harry and Meghan to Sandringham for Christmas this year? And I said, well, probably self-preservation, but who would not turn them down for Christmas? Thomas Markle. He would welcome them with open arms. Absolutely. Why are we always trashing the royal family when Meghan is, not communicating with her family either?
Well, he's an hour flight away, not 11-hour flight away. He's in Mexico. I mean, maybe an hour and a half flight away. Right. Very easy to get it. She could, fly him up private because she's got connections for flying private.
Yeah, so, we know that.
Yeah, that's what she likes. She could go down there and see him or whatever. But, I think, the people that live in Montecito, I don't think she's friendly with the restaurant owners, and she likes to go to restaurants. So, Trey Luna, I think, because they have cameras inside. So if anyone's taking pictures of her, they know, the restaurant. She's friendly with the owner that owns Lucky's restaurant. So that's why she's there a lot. She wants to be, protected when she goes out, but she's always hobnobbing with celebrities. I mean,
but she also wants to be spoiled. She wants them to know who she is, and she wants to be treated as such. It's not like, I know she tries to sound like the down home girl when she says, we go through the In-N-Out drive-through and they know our names. Like, I I doubt it. I doubt that person making that much an hour knows who you are. But
Well, that's in Santa Barbara, not at Montecito. But when she went to the farmers market in Montecito with her dog, and there's a huge sign, "No dogs allowed," she didn't care. She thought, "Well,
no.
I'm Meghan Markle."
Yeah, yeah, I forgot about that. So just really quickly, I've had so many people reach out to me and say they're shopping Kitson now. They love Kitson now. They want to support you. Do you have any royal related items in the store right now that people can search for or people can look for on your website, or if they can have the opportunity to pop in, they can grab anything you can think of?
Well, we have the queen ornaments that sold out last year because she just died. We've got various queen ornaments by Cody Foster. So we have three variations of queen ornaments. We have British cookbooks we put in here and things like that. But we had the Queen book last year. There wasn't I think quotes from the Queen we had. Yeah, but we have a big British contingent that comes to the store from London, and they come through the door. But the British want something Beverly Hills. They love a Beverly Hills shirt to say they're from Beverly Hills. So that always sells to the people around, from England and everything. So it's very interesting what sells to the foreigners.
Yeah, you have a beautiful, I saw on the website and I'm going to buy it, but I want to come in and try it on, a Union Jack sweater that is stunning. It is so beautiful.
We've sold it well. I sold it to an A-list actress last week. She's British, so I sold it to her. I'm not going to say who, but we did sell it to her. She's got a lot of followers, and she's lovely, and she shopped in the store for 20 years. She bought it. It's by a designer in New York, Minnie Rose. It's cotton. It looks great. We have a whole little punk theme going on, British punk theme with sweaters, punk, and 80s theme right now from the designer. So it's popular.
I love it. And just to clarify, because I don't want anybody to think that my coverage has been mean-spirited about this. Your window is, you're telling a story. You're telling a story about what happened over the last 12 months, and you're holding people accountable, and it's not mean-spirited. Wouldn't you agree?
No, it's not mean-spirited because the media already talked about it. And we asked public opinion, and what we thought was, the Jamie Lee Curtis is on there because we got so many comments, and she censored her comments and wouldn't let people comment because she said it's mask time. Everyone start wearing their mask again. These celebrities should not be talking about what people should be doing in their daily life if they're paid by big pharma to do it. The checks are written or whatever. That was on the window because I was the first one to stop masks in the store. I got backlash because the crime rate in LA was very high.
It is high, yeah.
Back then we were, they were coming in and the police said, listen, can anyone identify these people in the lineup? And I said, no, because of masks. So we stopped the masks. We allowed private shopping if you wanted to wear a mask before we opened and after hours. So we didn't alienate those people if they felt comfortable wearing a mask. It was just the Robertson store because the crime was escalating. And, then the mayor of New York said, don't wear masks in stores. 2020, you had to wear a mask, and now 2023, no masks in stores because of the crime rate. So, we get backlash, but, we take it, and, it is what it is. Not everyone's going to like what we say, and, they can shop other places that they feel they want to support.
And you would welcome Harry and Meghan into your store. You've got the cutest store in LA, and it's nothing personal.
We have a huge kids store from 0 to 14 for cute LA stuff. But, a lot of people no, I shouldn't say that. We have one of the most famous people in the world shop in the store last year 3 times. One of the most famous. And it's not the Kardashians, because I don't wish them to come in the store. Because Kim used to live behind the store. You understand, for 5 years. Kim lived behind a rented apartment behind the store and used to come all the time. And, it's so I know her and I know her family, and they all shopped in the store. But when the 2020 riots started and ended, and I said, I reached out to her through one of her best friends, because I DM'd her. I don't know if she saw it. I said, Kim, you can't be putting Chrissy Teigen, wishing her a happy birthday. She was part of the problem. Stop it. Okay. Yeah. I helped escalate your career. I did event after event for you. You've got to remember who was there at the beginning.
Yeah.
But it's all about money for her, as far as I'm concerned. I don't see her thanking any of the businesses that helped her career, on the way. She's more interested in supporting European designers as opposed to American designers.
Right. I see the most cringe pictures of her too, like almost breaking her neck trying to make sure they get her shot coming out of Kitson stores when I look them up.
Yeah. Back in the day,
Yeah.
I remember when Paris Hilton did her clothing launch here at Kitson. It closed down Robertson, helicopters. I mean, it was 3 weeks after she got out of jail. Kim lived behind the store, and she wanted attention. And she walked down Robertson trying to get the paparazzi to shoot her. It was a huge story. I mean, the street closed down, but Paris Hilton made Kim Kardashian. There's no doubt.
Oh, 100%. Absolutely. No doubt.
And Paris is one of the most loveliest celebrities. I'm not just saying that. She loves her fans. She would never turn anyone away for a picture, an autograph. She posed with every fan that came through the door and signed an autograph, where other ones would just brush them off. Please ask them no pictures.
Right. I've seen that recently, and it's Justin Bieber does that a lot, and that always makes me sad because I'm like, you would be just some little boy in Canada if these people didn't use it.
Yeah. He's shopped in the store many times.
Oh, well, I'm going to get a job at Kitson just so I can see all this stuff. I wanted to ask.
I say today, most people are not looking at celebrities anymore. These young generation are on their phones, looking at their phone. They don't even know who. I said, oh, Justin Bieber just left. You were on your phone the whole time.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
They're all on their phones, even in the store. So they don't even notice who's walking around.
Oh my gosh. I wanted to ask you because in regards to Kim, there are rumors that Kris wants to work with Harry and Meghan, even pull them into their Hulu show. Is that a good move or a bad move in your opinion?
I think it's a bad move because if they can't do their own show, they have to latch onto the Kardashian show. I think it's a bad move. I mean, they should be doing their own show. And if she wants that, I understand Kris, and I know Kris. She likes to keep relevant, and whatever she has to do to keep relevant, she'll keep relevant. So, I mean, it's a good move for them, but I don't think it's a good move for the Markles.
Right. All right. Well, I've had so much fun catching up with you and spending time with you. I've been a fan of you forever. And like I've said, I've shopped at your store for at least a decade. I'm aging myself if I go any farther.
That's all right.
But I'm so thankful for your time today. And, I really admire how you've transitioned into this voice, this really brave and powerful. It's courageous that you've taken the stance against, the government when it comes to small business and how they've really truly hurt so many small businesses over the last few years. So thank you for what you've done. Thank you for your honesty throughout this interview. And obviously I'm a Kitson fan and I'm a Kitson shopper for life.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. And, I'm always for small business.
Absolutely. And really quickly, how can people keep up with you?
Well, I mean, they can follow us on Instagram, Kitson Los Angeles Instagram. They might like it or not like it. I mean, we post everything from a shoplifter to, statistics or whatever we want. I mean, and come by the Kitson windows and pose in front of them and we'll retag you.
Love it. Love it. Thank you so much for your time today. And I look forward to talking to you again soon.
Thank you.
Bye.